Okay, welcome back everybody. We're going to do something a little different here. We're going to take a break in the action from the Bluenose. August the 26th, I have been on YouTube for 1 year. So we're going to have a little something here called the Year in Review. And going to show you what I've done for the past year in case anybody hasn't watched any. I'm just going to show you what I've done and how I've progressed and where I've come. When I first started this a year ago, I thought, man, there ain't nobody watching my videos, nobody cares. But it takes a while. They just don't pop up for everybody. You got to go hunting for some of this stuff. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of my work area, and then we'll show you some of the model. I only did 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be, the Bluenose will be number 5. I'm starting on my 5th model in 1 year's time. Now, like I said before in one of my other videos, I used to do little models when I was a kid. And believe it or not, we're talking 50 years ago or more. I used to build model cars and little pickup trucks or whatever they had back then. And with life and everything, I just got out of it. And I started to pick it back up probably in my late 20s, middle 20s. I was building the USS Constitution. It was a plastic model. But then life hit me with a real bad blow, so that got pitched, you know. So here it is. I'm retired now and picking this back up. Now, I wouldn't have started this if it had not been for my son, who Christmas of 2012 gave me the HMS Bounty. And it sat around for 8 months. I just put it up on the shelf and thought, yeah, I'll get to it. Finally, I pulled it out around this time last year, around August. Pulled it out, started working on it, and it's been models ever since. So within a year's time, I'm really picking up on a lot of stuff and kind of enjoying it. These wooden ships, they get to you after a while. You almost do want to put it aside and do something else. But I'm limited to the space I got. And to me, that's a little challenging because you got things on your mind, what you're going to do and how you're going to plan stuff, and then put it away and then come back to it 6, 8 months later. Just trying to pick up, it just would be impossible for me. So I'm going to give you a little tour of my work area. It's not much. Like I said, I'm in an apartment. One of my other videos, I showed you the house I used to have and the area I could have had. But, you know, such is life. But I'm in the spare bedroom, and I make the best use of it. You know, my wife's got an art table in here, so she does her thing on the other side of the room. And we got, you know, lots of other things in here. So I don't have a whole lot of room. So, all right. So let me get the camera off the tripod, and I'll show you around. Okay, first off, I might have mentioned this before, but I'm in this apartment, and right there is my window, right on the other side of my desk. Great. I can open that window, get some air in here. But if you see, there's a sidewalk right there, about 10 feet outside my window, and on the other side of that is the swimming pool. This is why I don't have an airbrush, because I don't have anywhere to exhaust it. If I put up a fan there to exhaust that out that window, I would probably catch hell from the apartment complex, because everybody walking by would get blasted with fumes. So when I go to paint, I have to run out on the back patio and spray something with a spray can. But my ultimate goal is to get me a nice little spray thing set up, but I'm just limited to my space. Okay, so here's what I got. You can see basically what I got is 2 file cabinets, one there and a file cabinet there, And then I went over to Lowe's and bought me a kitchen countertop. I don't know what that is, probably about 5 feet, close to 6 feet. And that's my workspace. Now you can see the Bluenose is sitting there. And trust me, this is never this clean. Alright? And there's a cigarette. You didn't see that. Now you can see I got a cutting mat here, okay? But what I prefer to do is get those monthly calendars, and then when it gets done, it's got a real thick piece of cardboard on it, and when I'm cutting something, I just go to town. I don't care if I ruin it or not. And you can see I got a computer there. That's why I have to be careful with sanding in here. I have to make sure that computer is turned off. It's sitting right over here. Otherwise it just sucks in the dust. Now that's pretty much a paperweight anymore. It's running Windows XP, and I don't use it to get on the internet. Basically what I do while I'm working on a model, I'll stick in a movie and watch a movie sitting right there. You can see I got my fish on there right now. And then over here, I just pull that top drawer out on the file cabinet, and I've got my laptop sitting there. And there's my tripod that I hooked the camera up, and that's why you're always getting a shot from that side there. Now what I thought about doing, and I think I'm going to do this, is get me some PVC pipe and build me like a stand from this side here to over here, and have it come up and go across and back down. And I'm going to have to get some thick PVC. It won't be none of that little thin stuff. Probably 1.5 inch stuff. Something pretty stout. And I think I'll drill some holes in it along that rod up there, the top part of it. And I can mount my camera up there and have a shot straight down. And then on either corner of it, I can mount some lights. Because that lighting is my biggest problem. You can see I got a desk lamp there. And I've got a small one of those lamps there, and I went out and bought that. It just ain't enough. I need an overhead lamp, but I'm not going to spend that kind of money. You know, over $100 and some for a lamp. Come on. I think what I'm going to do is build this little PVC thing. You know, what's that going to cost me? Next to nothing. And get me a nut and bolt, put on there, and mount my camera up there. Well, so we're going to give that a shot. You can see I got my little soldering iron set up right there, okay, and I'll be getting ready to use that here pretty soon on this model because I got to make a lot of parts. I also have over here, there's my printer where I'm making all the copies for the Bluenose, but right down here when I'm lighting the model, I have one of them power supply units. And you can see, I told you I'm in the stamp collecting. Those are all full of stamps. Alright. And you might have seen this little guy a lot in my background. My son was wanting to get into clay animation, and I was showing him a way of doing some of this. I was trying to help him out a little bit. He hasn't picked it up for a while yet, but that's the way it goes. And you come around and you see another bookcase over here loaded with a bunch of more stamps. Okay. And up on top of there is my bounty. And then on that wall I got the plans set up. Okay. Now let me zoom around here to the other side. Now that right there is a small walk-in closet, okay? And between my wife's art supplies and my stuff there, and other things from the household, there's not a lot of room in there. So I got some of my stuff sitting up there. That's my wife's art stuff, and that's some of my stuff, some tall spray cans and things. But let me show you my bed here. This all came out of my closet, out of the walk-in closet, all right? And this is what I have to do. When I need something, I got to go into that walk-in closet and dig through these bins, shoe boxes, and Tupperware things to try and find something. These things here, I got the heat shrink tubing, bunch of miscellaneous stuff, drill bits, anything to do with the drill, a bunch of more miscellaneous stuff. A lot of this has to do with the ship. You can see string in there. This one is electrical, and that one is most of my LEDs and resistors. And then I go over here, and you can see I cut a couple little trays there with the clips in it I've been using. I'll have to find somewhere for them to go when I'm done. And then I got a couple shoe boxes here. Never throw nothing away. This one here has got some empty plastic containers in it. In case I need anything, there's my Dremel and bits. And then this one here has got all my paint and brushes and stuff in it. And then you go over here, I got tape, sandpaper, electrical stuff, more electrical stuff, and let's see, there's my piece of tile that I use cut my photo etch. This one here is everything for this Bluenose. That should be over here with the ship. Let's see what's in there. Bunch of miscellaneous stuff, wire and stuff, and then all my glues. So that's pretty much it. And here's my toolbox. Let me get this out of the way. Here's my toolbox. Not much to speak of, but it's got the basics in it, you know. Anything I might need, some clips, some files, bunch of tweezers, knife blades, roach clips. I call them roach clips. You might call them alligator clips, toothpicks. But this is mostly the bigger tools, you know, that go in here, or the things I need to get a hold of right away. There's my little drill, some electrical cutters and stuff. Just, you know, basic stuff. These little things here are nice. I guess they would be called dental tools. I use them a lot. So that's pretty much it. You can see why sometimes I get a little frustrated, because I just don't have the room. And when I'm working on something and you're in the middle of it and you got to get up, walk over to the closet, root through this stuff trying to find what you need. You try to plan ahead and have it out ahead of time, but it doesn't always work out that way. And let me show you something else. I never throw nothing away. Okay? I just got done eating a little Hostess Twinkie. If anybody knows what them is, little cupcakes that you buy at the store. That will make a nice little container for sitting here working on a model and throwing little small parts in it. Never throw nothing away. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Probably going to split this video up into two sections, because this is my year in review. It's a little celebration of being on there and having about I think I'm up to about 163 subscribers and about pushing 38,000 hits. I'm really surprised. It really surprised me that guys are that much interested in the stupidity that I put on the internet. So it's just something for me to do and keep busy, and I thought, what the heck. You know, I do enjoy making these videos. They are kind of fun, but they are time consuming, and I forget what it is. I probably got 30 hours, 15 or maybe 15 or 20 hours, something like that, already on this Bluenose of shooting video, editing video, and then posting it on YouTube. So this takes up a lot of time. Just not something you film and you throw up there. Alright, so what I'm going to do next, or in the next video, we'll see how much time I got on here, is I'm going to pull out my models that I did in the past year. Like I said, I've only completed 4. This is my 5th one here. And for anybody interested that's been watching me, you can see I got my top rails done. Got them cut out of wood, but we'll get that into another video. We're taking a break on this right now. I need a little break. So hang in there, and we're going to pull out the old models, see how far I've come in 1 year. Okay, so in my year in review here, I'm going to show you the models I made in the past year. And we'll start with this HMS Bounty. This is where it all started. This is the one my son gave me for Christmas. Took me 8 months before I pulled it out and got to it. And like I said, this is where it all started. Not a bad little ship. I've learned a few things. I see a few mistakes I made, but for my first one, I was pretty pleased with it. All right. All right. So let's go to the next one. All right. Then from after I did the Bounty, I decided to do one for my son, the Batmobile here. This was by Mobius. This was a nice little build. Went together real good. This was my first attempt at lighting a model. So let me turn the light out here, and I'll show you what I did. Okay, I lit up the interior. Is that showing up? All the headlights and stuff on it. And then the little bat symbol. So this one turned out pretty nice. My first time lighting a model, and it was a challenge. There wasn't a lot of room in there to get some of these lights. But I really like this little model. It went together real good. And that whole searchlight there, I had to scratch build that whole thing. If you want to know how I did that, you have to go back and watch my video. I don't really have much time here to show you all that. Okay, on to the next one. We only got 4, so hang around. Okay, now we move on to the Arizona, USS Arizona. This was a nice model. It was an old kit from Revell, but it went together pretty good. You had a lot of work to do on it. This also was my first attempt at doing any kind of weathering. So let me zoom in on this one. And I made a lot of changes on it too. I added that chain. I took off the molded chain they had on front, put my own on there. So I was pretty happy with this. You know, it went together fairly nice. Drilled out all the portholes. Did a lot of photo etch work on this. This was also my first time working with photo etch. So I was really happy with this. Alright, enough of that one. Okay, and this here would be the last model I built before starting on this Bluenose. And this would be another Mobius kit and the Battlestar Galactica. And this was another, you know, Mobius has really got their act together. They put out a nice kit. This one here and the Batmobile I showed you were probably both put out within about the past year and a half, 2 years. And they really got their mold making process and their act together. This is a nice model, goes together real good, plenty of detail, and also it lights up. And I've got the lights on, but they're not showing up. Let me turn some lights out here. And they show up a little bit. There's the rear of it. Okay. So that's my little year in review. I really had a lot of fun doing this. Like I said, these Mobius, I'm waiting for, they got a new one coming out here. It says it probably won't be out till the 1st of 2015, but they got a new one coming out to go with this Battlestar Galactica stuff, and I'm waiting on that. That will probably be my next model. And there's something else coming out I would like to get, but it's not out yet either. So if it's not out when I get this Bluenose done, I just might go back to another battleship. Find me something else. I really enjoy doing them ships. Alright, so that's my year in review. I might have said at the beginning of this video, because this is almost 2 weeks later when I first made this, I told you I had to take a break. This is, I'm up to, I think, over 42,000 hits on my YouTube. So from 2 weeks ago until now, I'm up to 42,000 hits now and 184 subscribers. Like I said, it surprises me because there's a lot of people out there doing this, and to get that feeling that you fall into this little club of guys that do this, and I do it for fun. If you notice, I don't have no advertisement on my thing. I don't ask for subscribers. I don't ask for likes. I just do it to have fun. You know, if you guys hit them buttons, that's fine. But I do it because I enjoy it. Keeps me busy since I'm retired. Really limited to what I can do living in this apartment. So I just, you know, hope it continues on. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. All right. Thanks a lot for watching. And that is, like I said, my year in review. Maybe next year we'll do another one and have another 5 models to show you. Thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate your time and your energy. That, yeah, I know you guys waste a lot of time watching me. But, you know, thanks again.